So last week at 12 o'clock midnight on Thursday, technically Friday, I found myself down at McCarran International Airport, soon to be Harry Reid International. Still can't figure that one out. Picking up my boss because he had spent over an hour and a half trying to get an Uber and Lyft ride and finally gave up. There were no taxis available either. We have a real crisis with Uber and Lyft in this city right now. So we're going to talk about that today. What are your chances of coming here and actually being able to order ride sharing people? I've done it in the past and it's gotten consistently worse as we've opened up. How's it going, guys? My name is Steven and I am not leaving Las Vegas. I'm a Vegas blogger. Hope you guys would like, share, subscribe, hit the bell for those future notifications. If you guys want, leave us a comment below. What's Uber and Lyft like where you live? Are you in a big tourist hub like us? Are you down in Orlando? Maybe you're in Hawaii. I mean, how is it? Has it been bad? Because it's been pretty terrible here. And do you even take rideshare during a pandemic? Let me know in the comments below. If you guys want to support the channel further, reach out to us on Patreon and also on YouTube channel memberships, where we put your name in the credits and we have extra videos on Patreon and extra photos and everything is nice. If you guys want to support us further, check out vegasfacemask.com. The only 2 masks you'll ever need, no S at the end. So yesterday or the other day, I was wearing the LA Dodgers. I promised you guys we had the Northern California up here too. My wife makes them, ships them out to you. Handmade, double-walled, double-fabricked, amazing masks, vegasfacemask.com. They don't even go around your ears. It's the back of your head. Look at that loop. Oh, my hair is all messed up. Anyways, we have a serious problem with Uber and Lyft here. You know, about in 2019 at the same time, we had 40,000 Uber and Lyft drivers on the road in Las Vegas. If you wanted a ride, you'd open up your app, boom, there's your ride. Now it's very, very different. Now we have some serious problems with that. We have about 13,000 drivers on the roads right now. It's impossible to get one. One night I was waiting for a Lyft. I don't know why I just used Lyft because it was the first account I had. And I actually ended up installing the Uber app, opening an account just to get a ride with them. There were no taxis either. So it turns out that the big problem here that's happening and the reason this is going down is because, yeah, suffice it to popular belief, as Mr. Uber, a fan of the channel, a viewer in the channel who's always chatting, says, yeah, they're getting $1,200 a month to stay home. At first, we had the PUA. I don't even know what that stands for, but it was for gig workers. PUA. What's the acronym? Tell me in the comments below. I'm sure you guys all know. PUA was a one-time payment based on what you made the previous year. You basically say that I'm in an industry where I'm a 1099 worker, and if you're not familiar with the term in the United States, 1099 people are basically self-employed folks. They pay their own health care. They pay their own Social Security taxes. Well, everybody pays that, but they pay everything to the government. They're not employees with anybody. So those people generally don't qualify for unemployment insurance. It's just been the rule since the decade or so that kind of thing has been around. Well, decades. No, it's been decades and decades. PUA went to those 1099 people. They just don't get unemployment insurance. But then they did. They got a lump sum of unemployment insurance. I know somebody who got like $40,000 in unemployment insurance for PUA. But that was the thing. That was a one-time payment. Flash forward to now, these drivers are now getting on federal assistance. And there's a federal emergency assistance right now that pays $300 a week to people who can't work or say they're out of work. Now, I'm not saying that they're all doing this, but some of them are probably double dipping, meaning that, you know, they're not reporting their earnings to the state when they have to do their weekly audits. Because when you're on unemployment insurance, they ask you questions. Have you looked for work? Did you find work? Did you make money off work? If you made too much money, they take out of your unemployment insurance. But these guys are now getting on it. So a lot of these drivers are looking at the situation and saying, well, it's a lot easier for me to sit at home with the PUA money I made, that lump sum I made, and just get $1,200 a week to do nothing. Or some of them might actually have legitimate reasons. Okay, some of them might say, well, you know what, I'm older. I was doing this to pay my bills. You know, the money I was making was about what the unemployment insurance is, $1,200 a month. But, you know, I'm older and I have diabetes, or I'm older and I have COPD. That's why I have a job where I'm sitting down all the time. I don't want to have strangers in my car that might not want to wear a mask. I don't want to go through the hassle. But the main problem is the state government. That's the big problem out here. That's the big reason this is happening. Unfortunately, you're going to have to blame Sisolak for this one. I gave him credit in a video the other day. I'm going to have to blame him on this one. See, when Sisolak did his emergency edict, his emergency kind of declaration for the state of Nevada, he said that you cannot charge surge pricing on these rideshare services. And surge pricing is a thing where if it's busy, the driver's going to be stuck in traffic and they're going to have to make a lot of excess work to get you from point A to point B. Surge pricing kicks in. It's a mathematical calculation that says that the ride rides to you, the consumer, are going to cost more, but the drivers get paid more. And since there's no surge pricing, a lot of workers are refusing to go to work. And recently, Uber has actually acknowledged this as a problem. Channel 13 News, KTNV Action News, as they call it, has reported that Uber sent out an email recently saying the lack of drivers in the area has been due to Nevada's state of emergency. They don't want to take the blame for this. Uber has operations in almost, I think, all 50 states. They don't want to be blamed for all this. Uber and Lyft driver Frankie Guarano hasn't been carrying passengers since August of last year, and his friends have also been taking a break. Quote, he says, a driver says, with the lack of being able to provide surge pricing, it's a real deterrent for many getting out there and driving. They don't want to be paid very low wages for the job that they used to get paid very high wages for. So why would Sisolak take away the surge pricing? That's a great question, and I don't really have an answer for that. I think it might have to do something with the fact that if a person was sick or if a car was available, they needed to get to a hospital, they wouldn't want to kind of scalp the people and get the prices up. But that doesn't help the end consumer who's here in Las Vegas now. It's a lot different than it was when this whole thing broke out on March 18th of last year when the casinos completely shut down. When the casinos shut down, there was no business. And then when they opened on June 5th, there was some business. And then when we ratcheted down to 25% capacity last fall, there was a little bit of business. But now there's 50% capacity. There's people that are getting vaccinated. There are people that have already had the virus and they can come to Vegas and travel freely. There's people that are getting back on their feet all over the country and have jobs again who can come and visit. So it's a serious problem that we have to show Sisolak throw Sisolak some shade for. You know, it's been going on all over the city. I don't know if it's happening where you're happening, but that's an explanation of it. So tips, tricks, what do you do? Okay. Not much you can do. I mean, book your car early. If you know where the pickup is at your hotel, book the car 30 minutes in advance if you have to, or open your app early and see where the drivers are. You can be waiting a long time for those, and some of these casinos can take 10, 15 minutes just to traverse. Or if you're at the Treasure Island and you know you're going to the Fashion Show Mall and you want to get a ride, just walk to the Fashion Show Mall, take your time, and watch that app all the time. Or, you know, run two in tandem, but make sure that you're not going to be charged for the cancellations. We don't want to have you have cancellation fees and charges. Or just try to order a typical taxi. Get on Google Maps yourself. Make sure you know the route that he should be taking because it'll show you it. Go the route for driving. And when he tries to long haul you, because some taxi drivers, but not all of them, there's some great taxi drivers in Las Vegas. When he tries to long haul you, get him back on the right path. Long hauling is where they'll take you in circles to try to rack up their rates and charge you more on that meter. And that's all you can do right now until something happens with Sisolak. If he changes the emergency order or he takes it away entirely, two things are going to exist. Number one, no surge pricing on the vehicles on Uber and Lyft, which means they might not want to come to work. Number two, mask mandate, because that's also tied to it too. And we made a video about that here on the channel. Hopefully you subscribed and you saw that video. Speaking of masks, if you got to wear a mask when you come to Nevada, order in advance, vegasfacemask.com. Got to wear them when you're in the casinos. Only two you'll ever need. That's my video today, and I'm sticking to it. Be sure to like, share, subscribe if you're just browsing through. Thank you so much. Now's the time of the video where I say 3, 2, 1, click. And here we go. 3, 2, 1, and click.